Good afternoon. We are back and we have some new information to share with you. There might be a little bit of review or information you've seen recently, but we have a lot of new information. So please bear with us as we try to get this out. Some of this information is new to us, so we're not as organized as we normally are with this video. So we're going to start off with that there's a school board meeting on Tuesday, February 15th. Many of you know this already. It's at 5:30, and we are doing a prayer meeting right before the regularly scheduled school board meeting at 4:45 in the parking lot. We did that last month. It was wonderful. I encourage you to come and be part of that with us. It is currently on the website as in-person school board meeting. Now, let's hope that we can actually do that, because what we have to kind of communicate with you today is that there is a meeting next week on Wednesday, February 9th at 5:30, and it is all about the book appeals that we've put forth to the school board and the superintendent. And so it is a meeting on just exclusively that. And unfortunately, and this meeting was just scheduled today on the website. So this was not even a thing before today. And unfortunately, that has said that it's open to the public, but it's via Zoom only.
Shocker.
So I'm not sure how it's open to the public, and we can't even be there.
We can't speak either.
Nope.
You just get to sit there and listen.
Yeah. And so we have school in person. We have sports in person. We can go to the restaurant. We can go to the grocery store. You can go to a big old football game. The book committee can meet in person, but we cannot have an in-person meeting regarding something that many of us are very passionate about. It is almost as if they do not want to face the community they represent. That's not a good place to be.
No.
So we wanted to make sure you knew about that meeting coming up on Wednesday, February 9th, 5:30. If it remains Zoom, then please get on there. We need to, and please, I would actually encourage you, because all these things are in person, yet we can't get a meeting in person, I would encourage you to reach out via email to the school board members, to Superintendent Wade Smith. They need to know that we care, that they are not hearing from their community, and they are unwilling to face their community, and that's what it looks like, whether that's their intention or not. And that you care and that you want to have an in-person meeting. I would just encourage everyone to do that.
Yes.
So.
Yes, especially since we cannot talk. Half the time, Zoom meetings, they flash in and out, so you can't even see what they're saying. And sometimes the volume goes in and out. So it's really not the best scenario for anybody. And since we're the public, it sure would be nice to be able to face them in person so they could actually see our faces and hear what we have to say. But apparently we're not allowed to talk or anything. So we need everybody to show up on Wednesday on Zoom and pay attention to what's happening. And so we, Sarah printed off all of this stuff right here. This right here is all on the agenda for Wednesday, the one that we can't talk at. And it's basically the community request for the review committee. If you go on the Walla Public School Board district meetings and go on that Wednesday, next Wednesday, it'll tell you the agenda and you can click on it. Well, this is what that is. It tells you everything that you need to know about the people that are actually on this committee. They are listed on there. And so some of the stuff that we read, it's hard because we just got it this afternoon. So this is kind of a fly-by your seat of your pants thing. But one of the questions that I keep asking myself are, what are parents trying to accomplish or protect their kids from? And the basic answer, again, for all of you people in the public that have reached out to us, it's we are sick and tired of the sexually explicit pictures and words in books. It's pretty simple. And so our school district is lowering themselves academically to include comic books of dildos, blowjobs, graphic details of sexual exploitation, masturbation, abuse, and violence. It's in books in graphic detail repeatedly. Repeatedly. So why can't our school board not change the criteria for taking some books off the shelf? Isn't that what our school board's supposed to do? Aren't they elected officials? Doesn't Wade Smith get over $200,000 a year? I'm just asking these questions. So what we did is we kind of went through the paperwork real quick. And I thought it was so interesting that, because they do list on there the criteria for taking or deselecting books off of the shelf. So all items selected for placement in the school library will: 1, support and be consistent with the general educational goals of the state of Washington and Walla Walla School District and its aims and objectives of individual schools. So I'm going to guess that from the book All Boys Aren't Blue, that it's okay for, and it's consistent with the goals of the Walla Walla School District. And what's in All Boys Aren't Blue?
Very erotic language.
Okay. 2, it contains appropriate subject matter for the age, emotional development, and ability level for whom they are selected. Now remember, this is the criteria that they keep the books on the shelf. It contains appropriate subject matter for the age, emotional development, and ability level for whom they are selected. So I'm going to guess that genderqueer is okay. A man getting a blowjob is okay. It fits that criteria, the subject matter for age and emotional. I highly doubt it. Number 3, be consistent with the school, library, and media and literacy standards established by the American Association of School Librarians. Woo-hoo! So the American Association of School Librarians are going to tell us that it's okay to put the hate you give on there with over 90 F words. Where's their English and upbringing? What happened to those English teachers when they taught those librarians? It also, the bluest eye, 11-year-old raped by her dad. Give me a break. You cannot tell me that that is okay to have on a school shelf in the library. Also, on one of the library committee documents, they talked about the book Genderqueer and in regard to the Code of Virginia. So what they did is they went to Virginia and Texas to some of their email things, and they got their criteria and the definition in their codes. And in Virginia, this is what they quote in their school committee that you can look at if you go to their webpage and look under the agenda. It says the images contained within the book do not qualify as obscene per the definition in the Code of Virginia. This book is not harmful to juveniles. They went through and they took all of those. Well, what about the criteria for Washington? Is it the same as Virginia? They had to go to Virginia and Texas to get some of this information. I'm highly offended as a person in the public. I'm highly offended that we cannot see them face to face. We have to go on Zoom. I'm highly offended that they were elected in this community to stand before us and stand up for our kids. I'm highly offended that they have not done that. And I have no respect for them at this point. I'm guessing the meeting is only 30 minutes long on Wednesday, according to the agenda that you can look at if you go to the school board district and look under the agenda for this coming Wednesday. It's only 30 minutes long. So I'm just going to guess off the top of my head, because it doesn't really say, that they're going to go through all of the criteria that they did to take the books and put them back on the shelf. My question is, at the end of this 30 minutes, is our school board going to have enough guts and stamina to stand up and say, I appreciate all of you on the committee for your advice and your everything that you've done, but as a school board, we cannot put these books back on the shelf because of all the sexual, explicit, erotica language and pictures. And by the way, I went to a comic book store in Tri-Cities and asked them if they had the book Genderqueer, because it's a graphic novel comic book. The guy says, well, we have it. And I go, well, where is it? And he goes, well, we put it in the back towards the top so kids can't see it because it's full of graphic pictures and stuff. And I go, no kidding. He goes, do you want to get it? And I go, no, I just wanted to know what you guys did with it. So you know what? Come on, Walla Walla. Let's get with the program. Stand up for our children. Stand up for them. And parents out there, you need to make a stand. You need to email and call and do whatever you can to get our school board's attention, because this is wrong. I don't care who you are. This is wrong. You cannot teach sexually or show or have books in our school. Go to the public library. If Genderqueer was a book and it was about a man and a woman, it was heterosexuals, I would still be sitting here right now having the same conversation.
So that's what I was going to mention. So we want to be clear, as we continue to be clear, but we continue to be questioned on the clearness of our objective. We are not trying to censor books, because if we were, we would not just be talking to the Walla Walla School District. We would be going after the Walla Walla Public Library and the Walla Walla Rural Library. We're not doing that. We're talking about schools specifically, because we know that as families, you have choices. But at school needs to be a place of education and a place where kids can check out things that are not a questionable situation. These are past the questionable situation, in my opinion, but of course that's me. So as a school, so we're not asking for book censorship or book burning. No one's asked that. We've never offered that, asked that of anyone, okay? And then, again, let's be clear. This is not about the LGBTQ community. This is about sexually explicit material, okay? The Blue Sky has nothing to do with that agenda, and it still is not okay to be in our public schools because of sexually explicit material. So we just want to be clear on what our objectives are. And
we send our kids to school knowing and hoping that our kids are safe from all the outside world, that they can actually get an education, math, science, English, learning, but not going to find books with all these pictures and all this explicit, horrible, raping, everything else. And we have, like I've said before, we have a lot of sexually abused, traumatized kids in our school district. They do not need to be around this stuff. Come on, Walla Walla.
Yes.
We are better than this.
And so Wednesday, February 9th, 5:30 via Zoom. I will put up links to the Zoom, or you can find it on the Walla Walla Public School District website. And I'll make those public and shareable on my Facebook page. February 15th, 4:45. Let's pray, because we need God to move in our community more than ever. And we need his help to do that, because we can't do anything without him. And then hopefully we can have an in-person meeting that same day on February 15th at 5:30. So I hope to see a lot of you there. I know that a community has risen up out of this, a group of people that really want to stand up for our kids. And I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
It's been really unifying. It is also just to know that you're not alone. And so if you feel like you're alone in this, please reach out. The email for us is right up above in the description. And we hope to see you guys soon, and we'll let you know if there's any other updates.
Yes.
Thanks.